Hola, buenas noches. Vengo a cumplir el reto número 13 y vamos a hablar, bueno, voy a leer uno de los artículos de Harvard Business Review, que esta vez trata de, bueno, es de la sección de incentivos en el trabajo, entonces voy a comenzar. Como ya dije, es de Employee Incentives y el título es How a Pay to Quit Strategy Can Reveal Your Most Motivated Employees by Uri Jinsey. Bueno, the summary is companies often have a hard time determining how motivated or committed their employers are because employers know it goes against their own interest to declare themselves unmotivated or uncommitted. The solution to this problem is for companies to put incentives in place that encourage employees to reveal how they actually feel. In this article, the author, a behavioral economist, describes an incentive plan that has been employed successfully to this end. The so-called pay-to-quick program, in which company offer employees a significant sum of money to leave their jobs. Companies often need to reduce the size of their workforce, but how do managers decide which employees to let go and which to keep? One often overlooked parameter in the decision making process is motivation. The match is simple. All else being equal, the more motivated employees are, the higher their value, which means managers should prioritize keeping highly motivated employees on board. The problem is employees know that companies value motivation, so they have a strong incentive to appear motivated, even if they are not. And to work against that tendency, managers need to create incentives that will encourage employees to reveal their true levels of motivation. The pay to quit program. One such strategy is to offer employees money to resign voluntarily. So the so-called to pay too quick strategy. Suppose the online shoe and clothing retailer was the first to employ the strategy, making what has become known as the offer, a bonus for new hires to quit following a 4 weeks training period if they didn't feel that their jobs was a good fit for them. Suppose start the bonus at 100 when almost no train took the offer during training. They raised it all the way up to 4,000 and still almost no one took it. I think that the company workforce was highly motivated. Amazon, which bought Zappos in 2009, adopted a variation of this strategy. Here's how Jeff Bezos explained it in this letter to shareholders in 2014. The first year Amazon put the program into effect. Pay to Quick is pretty simple. Once a year, we offer to pay our associates to quit. The first year the offer is made, it forced $2,000. Then it goes up to 1,000 a year until it reach 5,000. The headline of on the offer is "Please don't take this offer. We hope they don't take the offer. We want them to say, why do we make this offer?" The goal is to encourage folk to take a moment and think about what they really want. In the long run, an employee staying somewhere they don't want to be isn't healthy for the employee of the company. Amazon made its program available to warehouse workers for years, but at the beginnings of 2022, because of tightening in the labor market, the company suspended the program for warehouse workers and now only offers to graduates of its career choice upskilling program. In the work I do as a behavior economist who advise organizations, I have found that the pay to quick strategy can be remarkably effective. In many organizations, dissatisfied employees have no reason to disclose their true sentiments, but you can incentive them to do so by offering them money to resign, making it costly for them to be dishonest. One outcome of this strategy is that those who stay are most motivated, of course. But an additional benefit in is that those how stay feel they need to justify that decision to themselves, which they typically do by working hard and towards longer term objectives. If they turn the pay to quick money down, in effect they invest in their future with the company. This boosts their productivity and commitment. Everybody wins with this strategy. It allows managers to identify which employees are genuinely motivated and which are not. It allows unmotivated employees to make a amicable depart to reach the money in hand, and it allows motivated employees to genuinely demonstrate their commitment. And if nobody takes the offer, as recently happened at Trainual, a company that provides ultimate training and onboarding process, that's also a positive outcome. The company ends up learning something important about its new hires and providing them with a motivational boost at no cost. Testing the program. It's hard to judge the success of such incentive based programs without running a controlled study. How can you really know if the right people are quitting or if those who stay get a moral boost from doing so? To find out, you need to run an experiment that includes a control group that is not offered an incentive, which you can compare to a group that it's offered them. I have recently been working with a large consulting company that is conducting such a test. The model is instructive. The company decided to implement a significant technological change in the way it operates, a change that would require senior employees to invest time in learning new technologies and drastically alter their working methods. Some of these employees were enthusiastic about the opportunity and others were not, but management couldn't distinguish between them. Company leaders recognized that they needed to figure that out in one particularly important contest when they were considering which employees to name as partners. Why? Because when the company choose how who to promote is the client the highly competent value, which immediately make them interesting to other companies who often begin efforts to lure them away. The company wants to avoid a situation in which it trains employees and promote them to partner at the expense of others, only to see those partners take their knowledge and training and go elsewhere. In addition, it's hard to fire partners even if they don't do a good job or embrace necessary change in how work gets done. What's why the company wants to figure out which employees were the most motivated before it decide which of them to name as partners. If the company could do have that, it could then make its investment in training much more strategically and cost effectively. The pay to quick strategy seemed perfectly suited to the situation. So the company launched an experiment in some of its many offices around the world. It offers employees an exit bonus if they choose to leave prior of the partnership decision, and it then compared those offices to somewhat similar ones. The control group where no bonus were offered. To be considered as a success, the program will have to lead to retention rates in the offices where the program was offered that were better than of the control group. So far, the program has been a success in the offices that offer the bonus. Close to 12% of the employees chose to take it. Revealingly, those employees were not the worst performers on the team, which suggests the program was doing the job it needed to, identifying capable employees who don't necessarily feel a strong commitment to the company and they might leave after being naming partners. The retention rates of the new partners in the offices where the bonus was offered has also been higher than the rate in the control group. The program was temporarily put on the because of COVID-19, but the company now plans to relaunch the program on a large scale. How to launch a pay to quick program. If you're considering adopting play to quit program, make sure you follow this five rule. One, be transparent. When you launch the program, make sure to explain exactly how the program works and why you have decided to launch it. Employees will respond better to the program if you understand its purpose. Offering the right amount. The amount you offer should be sufficient to motivate some employees to take it, but not so high that lots of them do. That amount will be different, and every company should run a pilot to figure out what works best for you. 3. Be selective. Not all employees should be eligible for the offer. Determine which group of positions are mostly likely to benefit from it, as the consulting company above did it when it targeted potential partners, and limit the offer to those employees. 4. Set a deadline. The program should not be open-ended. Give employees a relatively short period during which to decide whether to accept the offer and make it clear that the offer will not be available after that date. Monitor and evaluate. The program will only succeed if you regularly measure its effectiveness and make adjustments as needed. This will only be positive if you first clearly define your long term goals and then monitor and evaluate success relative to them. Ultimately, the Pay to Quick program is an instructive example of how companies can use the power of incentives to find out more about their employees. Remember, talk is cheap. Simply asking employees about their preference may not reveal what you need to know, but with a smart, in- inventive plan in place, you can learn a lot. Bueno, básicamente este artículo nos habla sobre una estrategia que se llama pues como pagar para irse o pagar para salir, ¿cierto? Básicamente es un incentivo que nos habla de, primeramente, una problemática y es que cuando yo le pregunto a mis empleados cómo se sienten en sus cargos, cómo en su trabajo, cómo en su grupo, cómo en el área en el que están trabajando, cómo se sienten en la empresa, en términos generales, muchas veces ellos no van a decirme la verdad, pues por miedo a tener algún tipo de represalias o a simplemente dañar el ambiente de trabajo. Entonces, digamos que en la mayoría de los casos, por no decir casi que en el 100% todos, eh, van a decir mentiras o van a decir verdades a medias. Puede decir, estoy en desacuerdo con tal cosa o algo así, pero en términos generales, digamos que demuestran como que están bien o como que todo está perfecto en mi área. Pero digamos que una de las estrategias que nace como para evitar que esto pase y yo conocer como comentarios honestos sobre mi empresa es esta estrategia de pay to quit, que es básicamente yo ofrezco un monto cuando las personas cumplen un periodo de prueba, por así decirlo, el periodo pues de aprendizaje, cuando entran nuevos a la empresa, y yo le digo, te ofrezco tal monto si te quieres retirar. O sea, si te vas con tal monto y pues no necesitas atarme nada, pero decime pues que te chocó, porque no estás bien y pues sos libre. Nada, nada, ninguna represalia, ninguna llamada de atención, simplemente no estuviste a gusto y ya. Entonces digamos que esta estrategia nace como para conocer verdaderamente la opinión de mis empleados sobre su área de trabajo, porque por ejemplo esto se implementó en Amazon y digamos que mucha gente no se salía porque digamos yo estoy en Amazon, yo aquí me siento bien, yo puedo crecer, estoy en una de las empresas más grandes del mundo. Y me siento bien acá y por el monto que me ofrezcan no me voy a salir porque siento que tengo más beneficio quedándome acá que teniendo este dinero pues rápido. Y en algunas empresas, pues lastimosamente no es así como se sienten los empleados y pues terminan por tomar el beneficio, simplemente decir, no me gusta trabajar aquí por esto y por esto, hay que mejorar esto y esto y esto y me voy, simplemente. Entonces, digamos que es un ganar-ganar porque yo como empleador obtengo la información que quiero para mejorar mis procesos, para mejorar el ambiente en mi empresa, un montón de cosas y también el empleado toma un dinero que le permitirá pues estar bien durante un tiempo mientras consigue otro empleo y pues digamos que todos ganan y yo obtengo como la realidad de lo que quisiera saber realmente en mi empresa.